Hi, I'm Siobhan Fahey and I'm an IFT Supported Filmmaker. In this video I'll be talking about how to build an audience for a film with a social impact aim. The example I'll be using is my first feature, Dykes. Dykes is a rabble-rousing documentary about how a community of post-punk lesbians from the 1980s used sex, music and activism to build a community and to change the world. If you don't yet know who your audience is, watch the other film in this series, Identifying Your Audience. That's an important first step to building your audience up. As you'll soon learn, building an audience is much more than finding people to watch your film. Our audience contributed towards the stories that made our film, provided us with the archive, helped us fund our film, and created the buzz when the film was released. Perhaps most importantly, however, they are the people who help us achieve our social impact, the ones who help us make the difference to the world that we aim to right from the start. Right from the beginning with our film, we had a social impact aim, and the aim of our film was to create community and debate between the generations of LGBT women. Don't forget, the funders will want evidence that there is an audience for this film. Building an audience early helps you provide them with this evidence. Our core audience for Dykes are older LGBT women. So how did we communicate with this audience? Well, this audience we communicated with mainly through traditional media, such as Time Out London in print, or via Facebook and email. In order to stimulate intergenerational debate, however, we also had to communicate with a younger LGBT audience, concentrating on the age range of, say, 18 to 35. To find this audience, we worked in close partnership with London-based organisations who worked with younger LGBTQ people. We also communicated with this audience massively through Twitter and Instagram. One of the things I found particularly useful is jumping on those hashtag-friendly days. So for us, for instance, Lesbian Visibility Day or LGBT History Month have been really useful for us. Those are the times when I will pay for an advert. Always pick very strong images. Let me take a quick moment here to talk about branding. With Dykes, our branding has been very important, and we in fact employed a young lesbian graphic designer right at the start of our project, and she came up with our Dykes logo. So we're able to use this across our various media to create a uniformity of image. And we've also now, of course, created a small range of merchandise, which can again help us to increase our audience. Another things I've found incredibly helpful is partnership working. By working with partners, you extend your reach. Dykes has partnered with over 20 organisations through the lifetime of developing and producing the film. These have been mainly LGBT organisations such as Duckies, Bollocks, Queer Ball, but also non-LGBT organisations that are more involved with history, like the Bishopsgate Institute. It's not always big partners you'll be looking to work with, but also artists and organisations that are not so well known. As your reach grows, you can help them. So now I'd like to talk to you about how you can use events to help build your audience. Let's go back to basics and let's start thinking about your social impact aim again. The social impact aim for our film was to create community and debate amongst the various generations of LGBT women. So, in all of our events, we've always built in time for conversation, debate and community building. And when we've been inviting the audience to the event, we've put a lot of concentration, time and effort to ensuring that we invite younger and older LGBT women to the events. When you are designing your events, it's great to go back to the key themes from your film. This will help you work out what events will be most of interest to your audience. So, for example, the themes of our film is all about queer history. And so we've ran queer history events with Bishopsgate, and we ran a series of online film club events looking at 80s and 90s cult lesbian movies. These brought the right audience together, and we ensured that we built into the events plenty of time for conversation and debate. Sometimes some of our supporters have wanted to run events in places we haven't been able to go. So to help this, we've created a little bit of a party pack from images from our film and from our events and some of our branding, and sent these to other people so that they can put on events without us even being there. We've even had events made in places as far away as Tokyo and Sao Paulo in Brazil. Remember that the aim of everything we're doing is audience building. So it's important that all of our events, we really emphasise for people to follow us across social media, to share with us their email address, and to increase the ways that we can communicate with them after the event. Let them stay in touch and become part of the Rebel Dyke community. I hope this was a helpful introduction to how we built our audience for Rebel Dykes. If you have questions about how to build an audience, leave them in the comments below and I'll gladly respond to them as soon as I can. For further insight into the filmmaking process, follow the IFT Supported Filmmakers on the IFT channel. And if you'd like us to make more of these videos, like this video and subscribe to the IFT channel now. Thank you.